Hello, everybody. Welcome to SurvivorCircle for 7/11/23. Uh, that one off. One more. Come on. Where'd you go?
Is art not running?
No. Nope. Yeah, we need to work on that. We need to work on it. We need to work on a lot of stuff. Hello, everybody. There in chat. Glad to see you. We're having a good day today. Well, I'm not having a good day today. I'm having a really low energy day today. But Maria has a report from the paranormal field, straight from Octagon Hall. If you didn't catch the live feed, it went really well.
Mm-hmm.
I was very pleased. She did a wonderful job. And so, how'd it go after you left us? Uh, how did the evening progress?
Everything went well. The house seemed very quiet
Uh huh.
for the most part. There were no interactions with any of the other equipment whatsoever. Because, everybody likes to bring those REM pods and um, K2 meters,
Hmm.
anything that different energy can get around that it will give you a signal they're there. And we had one good activity with the temperature monitor on the REM pod, but other than that, that was it.
Okay. Hmm.
There were some now during the video the walkthrough video that I did.
Uh huh.
I went back and listened to that, and there was a couple of EVPs that my video caught, but you can't
Okay.
understand them. You just hear it's a woman's voice and then a man's voice.
Okay.
But I know they're there because I've
Okay.
done this long enough. I can tell when there's an EVP or and I can tell too because there were other people in the house. I can tell when it's questionable
Uh huh.
that maybe it's one of them speaking.
Ah. Okay.
But
Did you get your little buzz in your ear? Is that?
it's
Oh, it,
kind of
okay.
well, usually whenever I get the buzz, the ear ringing, I'll make a note.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't have any ear ringing this time.
Ah. Okay. You were.
But as I was listening to that, it's just there's a woman that speaks, there's a man that speaks, and you can't understand anything they're saying, but you can hear those voices.
Okay. Well, there was certainly nobody else there. No one. No one
There,
else in the area.
there was no one
Eh,
downstairs with me.
Right.
There were
Exactly.
two
There was. There
outside,
was. There was no
and
possibility for interference from me, or because I had my mics off.
right,
So,
hmm
ding, ding, ding.
yeah.
Good job.
So that was fun.
That really was, and
My
that was.
audio okay for
Yeah.
everybody?
Yeah. It seems
Okay,
fine.
okay, good.
Well, I'm not everybody,
No,
but here
you and I never have a problem hearing each other, and it doesn't lag. But
I know.
sometimes mine
That's
does.
that's the thing. Sometimes by the time it gets over to YouTube, it's a little bit less clear. So
Hmm hmm
Annie, Bobby watches out for that. He'll
Yeah.
he'll he might hesitate to let us know.
Yes, this is true. But
Uh,
yeah, no, there was interesting thing that happened that evening.
hmm.
There's the library. I think that was one of the first rooms I went to in the video that I took you there. There are all the bookshelves and
Okay.
there was a table in there. Later on that evening, we
Right.
did
Where,
a
where, where,
session.
the, where there used to be the big heavy table.
Yeah,
Yes.
used to be
Okay.
a big
I remember.
glass case table that was there. Yeah,
Hmm.
huge.
Okay.
And we were down there, and I think one of them asked me, said, "What's one of the craziest things that happened to you down here?" So I remember there's been a lot of crazy stuff, but this was one that's always not always stuck out in my mind, but for some reason I thought about this. There were several of us doing an investigation, and we were in that room, and we had a REM pod sitting on the table, and we would get some activity, but mostly a lot of the stuff was the flashlights that you see investigators use. And we would get direct hits off of a question that we would ask. Anyways, it got to the point where everybody felt uncomfortable. And the question was asked, do we need to leave the room? So, and we got the response, yes, basically, y'all need to get out. So everybody left. We thought, okay, we're going to go take a break. We're going to go outside. Before we left the room, we heard a loud crash. But you could tell it was far off, and it seemed like it was outside.
Uh-huh.
So we all go outside, and we look up the road, and two cars had hit head on the highway in front of Octagon Hall.
Okay.
And I mean, it was way far off, but you could see the lights, the people were stopping and things like that to help them. Then the police ambulance came. Well, during all this time, we are outside of that library, and it's in the basement, but the windows are still above ground. And we were looking inside of the library, and we still had that REM pod lit up, sitting on the table. And all of us watched a shadow that kept pacing back and forth, and it would block out every bit of that REM pod light.
Yeah, I lied.
So anyway, I was telling this story, and while we were in that library. So we ended that session because there wasn't a lot of activity going on, and we met back upstairs, and we decided we were going to go to the slave cemetery out back. So that's where we were. We were in the middle of doing EVP session out there, and we hear a loud crash, a loud bang. And we all stopped, and I was like, I hope that wasn't one of our vehicles. I hope a tree limb didn't just fall, because it's got a lot of big old trees out there.
Mhm.
And I was like, and it was like, okay, well, either it was one of our vehicles or something happened in the barn that made a loud bang. So as we are walking from the slave cemetery back to the house, we see a car off in the distance in the same exact spot with hazards on. There wasn't another vehicle, but it was just this one. And there were people. So there were people that were coming. We could see headlights coming, so people were going around it, and they were hitting debris, I guess, from this vehicle. What we don't know what this vehicle hit. If it was a deer, if it was a mailbox, did it run off the road? And we have no idea. But I'm sitting there, and I was like, "Holy cow! How is it just 15 minutes ago I told this story of a vehicle crashing up the road while we were down here, and now we're outside and the same exact thing has happened again, except it was just one vehicle accident."
Okay.
So that was as many times, as many years as I've investigated that place. One time's crazy. The second time,
Yeah.
it's just a little weird. But it's nothing to say that was paranormal. But that's just a huge ass coincidence
Yes.
that happened.
Oh. We always try to find meaning in things.
Mhm.
When something that's just so out of the ordinary, you
Right.
know, when it's the one in a million thing, when it happens, we try to put some value in it. But sometimes it's just, I don't know. I think sometimes it's just, hey, got your attention. you know, the other side's just
Exactly.
playing with us.
And
Uh,
when I left, I probably should have gone that way to see if I could tell what it had
mhm.
hit. It's like I don't need to know.
Yes, that's
I'm just
exactly. Uh,
I'm gonna turn the other way and go home.
I don't think I would necessarily head directly for a spot where lightning had already struck twice.
Yes.
just,
Yes.
just saying.
Yes. Hang on just a second. I gotta go let a cat out of the house.
ah, kids and cats. We got it all here. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to ask you. Did you get a package today?
I got one yesterday.
Oh, did you? Did you? Okay.
Kitty cat socks.
yes. Happy birthday.
You sent those? Thank you. Thank you. I have asked
oh,
everybody.
oh my God.
My sister, okay, so my sister Saturday had asked me what
I
kind.
hope you. I hope you enjoy. I hope you. I,
I love them.
that's it. I looked and I
They're
said, "That's it
adorable.
exactly."
They're adorable. Yes. I asked my sister and I sent her a picture of it. Did you send these? She said, well, the picture isn't downloading. What is it? And I told her. She never answered, but she'd asked for my address Saturday.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, oh, yeah, she said, but
Okay.
yes, thank you. I've got them to be washed right now. I asked Brooke,
oh,
one of my girlfriends. I asked my son and daughter in law. I asked
mhm.
Kevin. I asked my sister. Sorry, I didn't think of you.
well, I'm glad I surprised you. I started my own little mystery there. Right?
hmm Yeah, because I thought, well, I would thought my sister would have put something in there, who it's from or whatever, but
I
she
thought it was supposed to
never did
have a.
tell me she would send them.
I thought it was supposed to have a marking on the package. But maybe not.
Yeah, I think no. I got the package. There's nothing on it.
I'll be okay. Well, I'm
Not
glad.
even the little.
I'm glad you got. I
Me
did
too.
get. I got so much. Oh,
Son of a
I,
bitch. Hang on,
I
another
thought,
cat wants out.
if nothing else, I figured if nothing else, you could use them for puppets to play with the cats.
Oh God, yes. Yeah, like they need any more entertainment. I hope all of them are outside
oh,
right now there to get. You know how they tell you, Charles, with the older you get, the more exercise you need, and especially
yeah.
they tell older people to like sit in a chair and raise up and get down and stuff to keep your leg muscles going. I have no
Yeah.
problem. I have to do that all the time. I let all 5 of them in and out at least 20 times a day. So
Oh, so cats
I'm
keep you young. I need. Yeah. The puppies here aren't enough, probably. Okay.
So I see real quick, I see Marco made a comment, something about he's watching Ronald's drive, and it's nice that he brought his dog with him.
I don't
Does he
get it.
have a
I I didn't know he had a dog. I know he didn't. No.
so
Uh,
there's something.
Bobby driving with him, or I don't know. We'll have, to,
Honey.
we'll have to figure that out. That was a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched any of the live stream on this trip. Just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's been. Uh, and for those who have been keeping up with things, uh, I hope everybody knows that Bill finally reported in. Everything's okay. they had a terrific like flash flood in the area,
Mm-hmm.
and they lost power for 3 hours. A lot of roads were washed out. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of damage. There were there was at least one fatality,
Mm-hmm.
and so it looked. I That was just terrible, terrible. Bill said that he had like 7 inches of rain in an hour. And knowing Bill, knowing the layout of the property there, I thought, oh my God, that's like because basically a street above him feeds
Mm-hmm.
down, crosses the other street, and comes straight down his driveway, which is
Okay.
probably like 100 feet long and probably a 30-foot drop. So it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
steep. And I kept thinking, oh man, when that water comes down through here, it's just going to tear things up. But they made it through. They made it through okay. Everything's fine. Um, because I finally I tried to call him yesterday, and the phone wasn't working. Then I
Mm-hmm.
called. Then I put Amanda on the job. I
Mm-hmm.
said, Amanda, have you heard from Bill? And she hadn't heard from him
Yeah.
either. And within a couple of hours, he was making a live stream. So
Mm-hmm. Tell you what, that stuff's scary.
oh my,
And like
you
we've
don't
we've
know.
seen the videos of his where he was showing where it just came
Yeah.
straight in his driveway, and there was
Yep.
off a hill and straight down his driveway. So
Hmm.
when you sent me that, I was like, "Holy cow!"
Yeah.
There's no telling what's going on.
Oh, let's see. Oh,
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was
yes.
big. It was loud. I had to get it
Foods.
away from me.
I've got one here too.
But as
We're
you
like
can
we're
see,
like that, you know.
yeah, you can see the landscaping behind me is a little different
Mm.
than it normally is.
Yes.
I
Very
don't
nice.
know. Well, it's not as green as it used to be, but it'll do, I guess. It'll have to do. And one of these days, I'll get my chainsaw back and I'll get all that crap out of the way.
There you go.
There may not be any trees close to my house by the time I get done with it because I'm tired of them falling.
You're you've got one left that's in reach.
Well,
Oh,
if the wind comes out of the south, I'm screwed. Totally screwed. By
okay.
But I've got one that's in the west that's left that if it
Okay.
falls like the one did in March, that'd really cause a lot of damage.
So,
Might even take my heat and air out. So thank you, Marco. I appreciate that.
yes, I noticed that Alice is getting and sept eels. I think is the name of the little along the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Mhm.
They're getting some of the remnants of that storm. So stay dry,
Well,
hon.
what was just crazy about, I mean, we got hit with 80-mile-an-hour winds, and it was just winds in
Yeah.
March, early March. And
Hmm.
that's what caused the problem that I finally got fixed today. This is July. It happened in March. Finally got it fixed today. Um, and this come through, what was it, June? The end of June. And it was they called it, it's not a microburst, they called it a macroburst.
Okay.
And it hit a county up for me. But it was so strong that it took out that county and my county and just the northern part of the county below me.
Hmm.
So that's why I didn't have power for 3.5 days.
Okay.
And when that hit, and it's just the oddest thing, my garage door faces the north. And and it wasn't odd because north of me was where it hit the counties and started coming down.
Hmm.
So it was pushing, the winds were 100 mile an hour, and it was pushing the rain through my garage into the first floor of my house.
Mm.
And had I not been down there, I wouldn't have known. And there's no telling what kind of damage would have been done to the first level of my house. And I don't have a basement. This is a slab concrete on the ground.
Yeah.
And the water was coming through the door from the garage, like underneath it. And like if you had set faucets on each side of the door and turned them on wide open. So I grabbed every blanket, towel, t-shirt, coat, coveralls, my bedspread, comforters, everything I could find to keep it from hitting my HVAC unit.
Hmm.
And anyway, um, but what was really odd is that the trees that fell beside my house
Uh-huh.
fell east to west. I mean, west to east.
Yes.
So the rain was shoved into my house coming from the north, but all the trees that fell on my property fell from west to east. So anyway,
That's fun.
and it's a macro burst. I don't know what the
Uh-huh.
difference is between it and a microburst. I didn't study that,
I've never heard of it myself. So
but that's
just
what hit here.
we've been getting a lot of the country. They say, and they say, oh no, who knows, that so far it's been the hottest July on record.
Hmm.
So it's, we're in for some rough weather. You know, it's
But the last 2 nights here in Kentucky, we've
yeah,
had 50-something degree weather,
I
lows.
I know, and it's been that way. You know, ordinarily this time of year we have muggy nights when it's lucky if it gets down into the 70s, but it was down in the 60s here last night. So I mean, it's
Hmm.
just weird. It's just, it's like a lot of it. It has to. I think it has to do with the jet stream.
Hmm.
Ordinarily, the jet stream just goes west to east across, more or less, west to east across the country, and that it's
Right.
not doing that now. It's got a big loop tied into it, and it's just creating all kinds of unusual circumstances.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, we've had a lot of weather between you and I. We have weather coming out of the southeast, and we never have weather
yeah,
coming that direction. And
yeah.
when it comes out of that direction, everybody like freaks out, going, "Oh my God, what's going to happen now?"
See, the last one we actually had it coming out of the north. A lot of
Hmm.
it coming out of the north, and we never, I mean, absolutely, never come out of the north
Yeah.
in the shed. Hi, monkey. Busy things here.
Oh yeah.
Chuck the tool
Where,
man's on to. Where's the
where's
level?
Max?
Oh,
Where's Max?
where? No, Max has kids to play with. He's busy.
Oh, he's too busy for us, then, isn't he?
That's right. That's for sure. Uh, so yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's happened to these. I put 4 EVPs that I had captured at Octagon Hall
Uh huh.
quite a while ago, and one of them's on my desktop, and I don't know what's happened to the other 3. Oh well.
Hmm.
I don't know if they would play or not.
We'll
I
give it a
saved
try.
them as I saved it as an MP3.
Okay.
Do you think it would play?
Give it a try.
Okay.
See.
Ooh, I don't know. It's on my desktop, so that's not giving me.
If you pop it up, it should open it up in Player, right? And then just do a
Maybe.
share screen.
Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. This one isn't real good. It's real quiet, so I think maybe we'll not try that one. I've got the. Your browser has blocked your screen. Click the screen icon and address. Okay, whatever. Um, I've got it on an SD card in the house. I'll go get it and see if I can put it back on my desktop. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I wish I understood more about the EVP phenomena. I just it's a mystery to me. What did ghosts use to communicate before we came up with uh, microphones? You know, I guess they just had. I just guess they just had to whisper in our ear. But reports from the deep past say it wasn't quite that way. So I don't know. See, the whole ghost thing has always been so much more a visual phenomenon. You know, things people see, and uh, seeing seeings that you catch out of the corner of your eye. So I don't know. See, I've never really paid all that much attention to the spooky side of the paranormal. I've always been a little bit more uh, more into the other side of things. I don't know, the Bigfoot, the UFO mysteries of all sorts. I guess part of that has to do with I was born in central West Virginia, and I was born just a couple of years after the flying saucer crash there. So I grew up hearing about that and hearing it from like secondhand from people who were there, people who knew people. And that was a very interesting event. So I don't know, but the ghost thing, it was always around because my grandmother and her daughters and my sister were all quite close to that kind of thing, but not me. So
You were talking about EVP stuff. You didn't understand it. Have you never heard a voice in your ear and no, nobody else in the room spoke?
Oh, not until lately. No, I had a situation. I had something. I was sitting here, and I might have said this before. It was interesting enough. I've told a few people about it. And out the corner of my eye, my sister walked past by the door, and she said, "It exploded." And I'm sitting there, what exploded? And I jumped up and went to see what was going on. She wasn't here. About 5 minutes later, she pulled up and drove up in the car. I said, look, I saw you out of the corner of my eye, and I heard you say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess I have had that. But that's the first time in my life I ever had anything like that, really.
Well, okay, so when you were a kid, or have you ever been anywhere? You don't have to be a kid. Have you ever been anywhere that you thought you heard somebody call your name? Like you were alone somewhere
Oh,
and you thought you heard your name called?
hmm. Yeah, I guess, but never. Oh, that was always my cue to hide better. Oh my God.
Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Ron is in Ohio. Oh, he's traveling again. I didn't realize that. He's going to Parrotsburg. Okay. No, Julie had a question. What best way for a person,
There you go.
a lay person, to capture EVPs? Any recorder. I don't care if it's like an old cassette recorder. There's a lot of people that still use those simply because it's on a cassette. It's not digital.
Mm-hmm.
Any of them. Any of them. And the thing is, too, is that once you learn what it sounds like before an EVP appears on your recording, you'll listen, you'll hear that before you ever hear the EVP. You'll
What do you
hear
hear?
that sound.
What do you hear?
It's almost like a static pop.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it's like they're having to pop in, like it's
Gotcha.
an energy or something that's having to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So once you kind of hear that little pop and you hear a voice,
And you
then you're
know.
going to know. And sometimes it'll even pop when it ends. It's like it comes in with an announcement, it comes out with an announcement. But once you
I'm thinking
learn,
that I'm thinking that's like an energy
yeah,
pop that
yeah,
shows up on the tape. You know what I'm saying?
it could be static
And
electricity.
the more modulated stuff, that's the voice, is different. But it's like when you first find the channel, tune into the channel, okay,
Right.
make the contact, you get a signature. That's
Yes.
cool. I've never heard anybody mention that before, but it makes sense.
Mhm. And I didn't really hear it on our video
Uh-huh.
so much. But now I will tell you, in that basement, it was cool, but it was so humid in there. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that suppresses that that static pop in sound or whatever. You just didn't really seem to hear it
Mm-hmm.
as loud as you normally do. Um,
I don't know. See, so you're on a phone, and phones have noise filters.
yeah,
Okay, all the new ones do. You know,
yeah.
just to reduce the background noise when you're having a conversation on the phone. So I maybe that stops that.
Okay. So Julie's saying using a spirit box is similar, but the spirits use the content to communicate as a question. She's asking a question. No, they're not using the content of anything they're capturing or that's anything that's out there. It's the spirit box.
Isn't there a kind of box that uses like AM radio or?
You can use AM or FM.
Yeah. Okay.
The old one
And
I've got is
it's like broadband sampling, right?
and what it does, you can pick its cycle.
Okay.
300, 200, 100 per second. how many is it going to go through? How many cycles are you going to go through this? 200 or to 250 is my favorite. 300 seems to be a little fast. 200 seems to be pretty great. But it's not using words that are out there, because there's times you're going to catch a full sentence, and this is over many cycles at a time. So it's using that energy to speak to you. And I've got a spirit, and I can bring it out here and show you. I mean, it's if you remember back in the old days, and you could even do it now. If you took your tuner button in your vehicle and just done like that with it, that's what the spirit box does. It's scanning that fast through everything.
It scans that wave band.
Yeah, it's scanning
several times a second.
Right. So if you're using, you can use AM or you can use FM. It's whichever one you want to. A lot of times AM stations are so close that it might kick in and it stop that scan, and you're listening to that AM station sometimes. And there are times you'll hear music come through. But then you have to decide then you have to listen to that recording. How many cycles did it just go through to play you this melody? And you know good and well that it didn't just play over one at that time.
Okay. Good to know.
So, but anyways, I found Julie says on the EVP, it's just their voice versus the spirit box. That wavelength that the spirit box is on helps bring their voice out.
Okay.
It's very hard to listen to sometimes. Very hard to listen to. When you listen to a spirit box run for 30 minutes, you're ready to just like pull your hair out, because it's that sound constantly. But and then you'll hear something come through, but after a while in your brain, all you're hearing is that white noise, that static. So when something comes through, your brain's so fried from the other stuff, you don't hear what it says. So I always run a recorder with it, and when I see that difference in it, you can, if you've whatever audio editing thing you've got, you can isolate it and kind of try to bring it out and get rid of that white noise behind it. That's why everybody is trying so hard to make an instrument that you don't hear that white noise. You're just hearing what they're saying. So I think like the first time I saw one of those, and that one was kind of hard to listen to because it was almost like an echo of what the EVP was saying. But I've seen those, and it's like it takes away the white noise, and then all you can hear is what is being said. Some, it just depends. But I'm going to see if I can play this. This was one that I captured in at Octagon Hall, and I think this was 2014. And I hope you can hear it. I've got the volume all the way up on that. So here it goes. Maybe. You got anything to say to me? Okay.
It came through.
Okay.
I don't know what I heard, but I heard something.
I take the chair. I say, is there anything else you want to say to me? And I take a chair and I scrape it across the ground because I've got to screw the light bulbs in. And at the end, it says, please don't hurt her.
Oh,
I don't know if I can, I'm going to try to isolate that and see if I can bring that out. And see, it's so hard to bring that out.
mhm.
But you hear that pop, and then you hear, please don't hurt her, pop.
Yeah. That is fine. That is just amazing.
Let me see. Here's one. And it's so hard for people to hear this stuff. But this is, and that's why I don't share a lot of the EVPs that I get,
Mhm.
because it's hard.
Yeah.
Other people to hear because you need headphones.
Hmm.
I'm showing you a copy of the original,
Yep.
and a lot of
Well,
it just doesn't.
so
It just
even
doesn't.
different copies
But
get muddy.
this one was just. It's just the recorder sitting there.
Mhm.
Nobody's around. I just left this recorder playing in the room. So there's going to be a lot of quiet here, but hopefully, I hope you can hear what it says. So here we go. Play it again. It's right here. Can you hear it?
Yes. I had to turn off my AC.
That helps.
Yes. Okay.
Here it is again. Now you can hear that voice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. It says my name. You want me to play it again?
Sure.
Okay. Hang on. Share the screen back again. But there's not, I mean, it's completely silent. There's nothing going on. But this is what the recorder picked up.
Crap.
And if you have your headphones on, you could hear this better than you can now. But so I think it's always cool when you go someplace to investigate and they know who you are.
I do an ID check.
You can grab one of those chairs or sit in that chair. So this is one that there's a few of us in here in the room, and we're moving chairs around and stuff like that. And this is on like a concrete floor or whatever. And I say something about maybe these are more quiet or something. Anyway, the spirit's like, oh yeah, they are. So I hope you can hear this. Grab one of those chairs or sit in that chair.
These are probably quieter, I bet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I pull the chair over, and right when I get done with that loud noise, you hear somebody say, "You got that right." Can you hear that?
Yep.
So it's intelligent. This is intelligent haunting. This is not residual. This is not
Right.
I'm off the wall thing.
They're active, engaged. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
They know it. They know what we're doing. They know we're there. All that good stuff. So, and I have not reviewed the evidence from before, but I always know that when I'm at Octagon Hall and there's not, it's quiet, guarantee you there's going to be so many EVPs you're not going to be able to either. They're going to be talking. There's going to be a lot of activity that's going on. And the bad part about it is not a whole lot of them are Class A. Now, I think that one I just played, to me, that's a Class A.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hear him say, you got that right. They were so damn tired of us being so damn noisy. They didn't know what to do. You know, quit moving the damn chairs.
Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know. There's a few places here. Mm-hmm. Well, my ongoing situation with the Ouija board continues here. We had some. Okay, this was night before last. It was late, and we had a thump. I mean, it was almost more almost to the point where you could feel it rather than just hear it. Okay?
Yeah.
And we searched inside, outside. Absolutely no idea where that what made that thump. That was just weird. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But boy,
right.
Welcome, Kevin and Jay. Glad to see you made it.
About time. Damn, we've been on for almost an hour.
So, hey, where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So,
but yeah.
I think that is just one more manifestation of this damn Ouija board. I mean, it's just been one thing right after the other here for the last. It's been about a month since it was awakened. Shall we say?
When are you gonna get rid of that, Charles?
It's out of my hands. These people think I can take care. We'll take care of that. We'll do this, and nothing seems to happen. One of these days, they'll just find, it's gone. Yes, and it discombobulated itself. It fled into the nether zone.
Yeah.
Don't need to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, something happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
But hey, that's me. I tend to get practical on this kind of thing. Just get rid of the
Like I said, there's a lot of land out here that could disappear at. Just saying. So.
Yep. But
not where I put it.
Yes.
I have a specific place out back to take care of that.
We'll put it under the keel of the Titanic. Yes.
So, okay, so here's another thing that you always talk about. People want evidence. People want the scientific part of this. All of that.
Yes.
Right? They want science to prove that paranormal exists. Okay. Doesn't matter how much science people put into this, they're still not going to believe it because they didn't experience it. But here's the wild thing that I have that happened on my property for years.
Okay. Yeah.
Out back, way on just the very far back of the land, there used to be a rock. You know, like in the old days, if they buried somebody, they just piled rocks on top of the grave to keep the coyotes
Chris.
and things like that from
Yes.
digging it all up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if this was 2016, 2015, 2016. Anyways, we've seen that for years. And I never paid any attention to it, but for some reason, all of a sudden, my husband decided that he's like, you know what, that's creepy. He's like, that's a grave.
Mm-hmm.
Get your dowsing rods. Let's go back here and let's see if it really is a grave.
Okay.
And it was. And it wasn't happy that we bothered her. She was not pleased with that. So, but we left her alone. We gave her apologies. I'm sorry. We'll never come back here. You be at peace where you are.
Uh-huh.
You're here. And it wasn't 2 weeks later, all hell broke loose in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, I know this has got to be connected, but I'm not smart enough to connect that. I don't have that gift, people call it,
Okay.
to connect those things, to figure out what's
Right.
going on. Contacted a friend of mine in New York. And I told her what she looks like, and she said yes. She told me what she looked like, and I'm like, yes, this is who I saw. We've pissed her off. What can I do? And she's like, you did good leaving her, but now she's decided that you need to help her.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you need to help her. And I was like, okay.
Yes. Oh, and while you're here,
Yeah, go do my grocery
you're
shopping.
messing around.
Iron my clothes for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, great. So what I ended up doing was I had to take my dowsing rods back. I had to walk the whole property with the dowsing rods looking for a grave.
Okay.
I found the grave.
Okay.
And I had my recorder with me. So because with the dowsing rods, you can mark where their feet are and you can find out where their head is.
Okay.
So I found where the head was and I put the recorder down there, and I got a male voice that said, help me get out of here.
Oh my.
I was like, I'm not going to dig you up. I'm sorry. I'm not going to dig you up. But so, and then I got this. I didn't know what to do with that. But it wasn't but a few nights later, I had a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And she came to me and was very nice to me. And then she was gone.
Okay.
So I was a little confused at this. And I sent to my friend in New York, I was like, okay, this is what I saw. This is what she did. And she said, you found what she was looking for and you've released her.
Okay.
I was like, okay. So I never had any more of that activity again. But I'll tell you what I did notice. For the 20 years that we owned this land, and that rock pile never moved, never changed. No weeds, no trees, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a tree that was that within a month crumbled and fell. It just like dissolved. Like it had been dead inside for years, and you looked at it and thought it was live, and then all of a sudden it just crumbled. The rocks on her grave are gone. There's trees and weeds and all kinds of stuff that have grown up through all you cannot tell that used to be a grave.
My goodness.
It's a personal experience. It was never documented. It was never videoed, never took pictures, nothing. I can't prove to you that that actually happened.
Right.
It's a personal experience.
Mhm.
I know what happened. So that's where science fails us. And even though I didn't take pictures of that grave in 99 when we moved out here, I didn't take a
Mhm.
picture of it every year that we were here for the 15 years or 16 years until something was finally done.
Yes.
We didn't do it. And even
No,
that doesn't explain science.
I
Doesn't
think
explain
you're
that.
giving science short shrift on this, because and this is something I find, and I'm not saying that they do a good job,
Mhm.
but on the UFOs thing, okay,
Mhm.
when something is happening to such a
Mhm.
large segment of the population, okay, it's happening thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times a year, okay. People see
Mhm.
something, people hear something, people or experience something.
Mhm.
That is a phenomenon of itself. Okay.
Mhm.
You can take it apart piece by piece and try to find out what wavelength it is or what it really looks like. Or those don't mean anything. It's what
Right.
it's doing in here. Okay.
Mhm.
And that can be scientifically studied too. Okay. Statistically studied, right?
Right.
Uh, that's experiences. And although that kind of thing is kind of on the softer side,
Right.
it's not that different from what they're doing with high energy physics. Okay. If you repeat the experiment 10,000 times, okay,
Mm.
it
Okay.
narrows the band and it clarifies the picture. Okay. Same thing with
Gotcha.
astronomy. You put your telescope up and you take 500 pictures of the same area of the sky and then you stack them.
I
Okay.
get that. Yeah.
You can do the same. I think we're capable of doing the same thing with experiences.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of handling the data the right way,
Right.
which I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying it's possible that I think that's what we need to do. We've
Mhm.
already got the best detector there is. It's right here. Okay.
True. Mhm.
And just need to utilize it more.
Mhm.
Need to believe it more because
Yeah.
people have been having these experiences for thousands of years.
Mhm.
Okay. In one way or another. Okay. And it's a part of what we are. Okay.
Mhm.
It's a talent. And until there was a period in our time, okay, maybe 1,000 years here, where the church and the state said, "Oh no, that stuff is evil. You can't go anywhere near that. Don't you know?
They still do.
That's the devil. That's the devil
Mhm.
speak." No, it's
Right.
not necessarily. Okay, and
Mhm.
that whole side, that old talent, that
Mhm.
inborn talent that we have has been locked away. Okay. Now I think we're reaching a point in our society where this is a tool. This is something we can do,
Right.
and it's more acceptable now to be
Mhm.
examined. You know, oh, I hear voices. You do?
Mhm.
Oh, well, we could lock you up for that for the rest of your life. No,
That's why people shut up about that stuff.
yeah, exactly. That will not get you good data.
That's right. Well, and okay, so we were talking about the EVPs. How crazy is it sometimes you can have a recorder in your hand and
Mhm,
you can hear someone talking in your ear, but your
mhm.
recorder doesn't pick it up,
Yeah,
or vice versa. You're
They
standing
were
there
working on a
asking
different
questions.
wavelength.
Reporter picks it up, and you don't hear it.
Hmm.
It's the craziest thing.
That only make that honestly makes sense. You know,
It's a different
because I think
frequency.
I
I
don't.
don't know.
Okay, tying it in with my own experiences,
Mhm.
spirits aren't here in this
Right.
little three-dimensional box. Okay,
Mhm.
they aren't
Mhm.
here. They're somewhere else, and
Right.
they can reach. They can reach through the veil
Mhm.
with. I think with some difficulty,
Mhm.
and they can have an effect on us and
Mhm.
the environment, but it's subtle. Okay,
Right.
and
Right.
that if 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 I could prove that, I mean, I
Mhm.
that that theory fits the data. Okay,
Mhm.
in so many of these experiences. Okay, it's not just one thing; it's all these things,
Correct.
and that's why I keep thinking it's just another facet of the jewel. You know,
Right. Mhm.
you just here's the ghost voices, here's the EVPs,
Right.
here's the
Here's what this
Bigfoot,
is or
over
that
there's
is.
the UFOs, here's the abductions. Each
Yeah.
one are each one is a different aspect of the same phenomenon, which is
Right.
the way the other side interacts with us. And now this side.
It's I don't know. It's a lot of the people that are the skeptics and everything else. You can be skeptical of something
They don't want their eyes opened.
you've never done.
Yeah.
You've not done this.
Hmm.
You
Well,
you've not
who
walked
was the
through.
famous one that wrote up the story of his grandfather's or his wife's father's dead radio they found in the attic? I think it
Oh,
was
I know what
Shermer.
you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
I think it was Shermer. Okay. Hey, it was 50 years old.
Mhm.
It was a GE radio, whatever, multi-band shortwave radio. It had been in the attic for 50 years.
Mhm.
It was dead. It was dead as a hammer, dead as rock. Okay.
Mhm.
And he took it down. Was going to clean it up, use kind of a memento, a display, or whatever. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it started playing. That doesn't happen in science world. Okay.
No.
You know,
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
so,
It doesn't. You're right. And that's
but as a total skeptic who has debunked everything,
mhm.
he at least had the courage to report this happened to me. I
Right.
can't, and I can't explain it whatsoever. Yeah.
And that's usually when people just like you don't hear anything from them for a while because they have to decipher that and figure out what's going
Yeah.
on. But I know there was a similar story. Um, Someone he's in Tennessee, and I know his name, but I'm not going to say it. But and he's put this story out many times. And matter of fact, it's in one of Brett Oldham's books that Brett publicized. He kind of calls it like a ghost story book. But he's got different stories of things, paranormal things that have happened to people over the years, and he put it in a book, and it's great. But this
Mhm.
gentleman, his thing was his dad died, and him and his mom knew they were right there when his dad died. But he got up and he sat and talked to them, ate at the table, talked to
Mhm.
them until daylight. And when daylight came, he laid down and he died again. But this was a man that could not have gotten up out of bed to do anything for himself. But the moment he died and had been dead for a while, he got up and he ate a meal, had a good time with his wife and his son. And then as soon as daybreak started coming, he's like, I gotta go. So I mean, it's almost a similar story, but that is so incredible. It's hard to wrap your mind around that they could ever happen in anything but science fiction. Bobby wants us to check the Skypes.
I've got it available here. I'll have to look and see what you got.
I'll be right back. I got cats to let in and out. Wazark is available now.
Okay. How am I going to do this? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move this over here. Restart. Okay.
What the fuck? How about if somebody cleans that shit off? Fuck, man. There goes that tire. Saw the little one, I didn't see the big one. Fuck, man. That asshole truck driver let that happen, just left it there. I hope you got 5 more flats. And you don't go anywhere the rest of the fucking day. You know your tire's breaking up? You need to fucking stop the fucking truck, asshole. God's gonna get you, bastard. Fuck. Oh, fucking hell. What the fuck? How about if somebody cleans that shit off? Fuck, man. There goes that tire. Saw the little one, I didn't see the big one. Fuck, man. That asshole truck driver let that happen, just left it there. I hope you got 5 more flats. And you don't go anywhere the rest of the fucking day. You know your tire's breaking up? You need to fucking stop the fucking truck, asshole. God's gonna get you, bastard. Fuck. Now it goes all crazy now. Now it goes to the right.
That was bad.
Sounds like it.
Gators. Hit a gator. Road gator.
Yep, sure was.
Oh, my God. Sometimes they'll get you. Well, I don't know how. I always look at those as an indicator, okay, of how good the trucking economy is doing. Okay, it's like it's like the potato factor. Okay, you know the economy is down, and this used to be more back in the days of regular headlights than the new high beam and liquid crystal whatever bulbs that last a lot longer.
Right.
But when times were tough, when the economy was in the tanks,
Hmm.
you'd see a lot more people out at night with one headlight.
Oh yeah, and that's a great song, by the way. Just saying.
So, yeah. So, and this has been going on. I mean, my brother's still driving. He's out on the road too many hours.
Hmm.
God, I hate to admit that. I know how he runs. He runs way more hours than he should. And
They all do.
freight's down. It's hard to get good loads. There was a part there in like at the second year of COVID where a lot
Mhm.
of basically part timers moved in and drove down the freight rates.
Oh yeah.
It's hard, you know, and a lot of guys went to smaller carriers and went
Hmm.
independent,
Hmm.
and then everything dried up,
Hmm.
and now it's just fighting tooth and nail for the for what's out there.
Right.
The old days of having 3 or 4 big carriers in an area
Hmm.
are over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then the big industry, unless you're driving for freaking Amazon or Walmart, okay, there are no standard routes. Okay, it's not
Right.
like you can make a damn good living hauling steel
Hmm.
from Cleveland to Detroit. You know,
Right.
that it's just changed. It's changed. The whole industrial landscape
Hmm.
has changed so much. So,
Correct. Yep. Sure has.
but yeah, look to see more of those as in the next few
That
months. You
was
know,
hilarious, Bobby. Thank you. That was
I
hilarious.
yeah. Hmm.
But anyways,
Have
I
hit
hope
those. At least it wasn't a drive shaft or something.
that would have been real bad. There was a wreck not long ago. Well, just a few days ago on the Interstate I-65 South.
Hmm.
That somebody not paying attention at all, not paying one bit of attention. There was a fire truck in the far left lane, um,
Uh-huh.
like the emergency lane up against the wall. And they were there because there had been another incident, and somebody from Texas, not paying attention, slammed into the back end of the fire truck.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
going the speed limit on the interstate is 70. So you know they were doing at least 70 and
Yeah.
slammed into that fire truck. Of course,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
killed them instantly. But
Well,
just
there
not
was,
paying attention.
yeah. Yeah,
And it
it's
was,
dangerous. It's dangerous out there. That's all you know. I mean,
well, have you seen that video with the, I think it was in Georgia, where a tow truck, a rollback, and he had it all the way up because he was going to pull a car up in there. But
yeah.
somebody on the interstate wasn't paying attention, hit it, and flew in the air. And the TikTok video I saw of it cracked me up because it had the Dukes of Hazzard theme song on it. Just the little boys. Seriously, went up in
Yeah.
the air, turned sideways, hit another car in another lane, injured, and the tow truck driver was standing in front of the tow truck,
Oh my God.
and it didn't hurt him, but the car went up, turned on its side, landed, and it hit the car beside of him, and it injured some. I mean, it's like I guess it's just one of those things where you're driving and you just get in this zone, and maybe you're driving, or maybe you got your phone shut up in your face or whatever. Shut up, Kevin
Yeah.
Hale. I don't want to hear any crap from you on this one. But anyway, I talk to text a lot. I mean,
Mhm.
and I shouldn't, but it's better than texting, and it's better than staring at my phone or whatever. But anyway, um, I mean, it's crazy. I think it was like on Good Morning America. It was on all of the big mainstream media
Yeah.
things. Now that I've mentioned it, it will come up in your Facebook feed, Charles. I'm sure. I think it was Georgia, but it's great.
I like of those I saw one not too long ago where I thought it was a big truck had lost a tire.
Mm-hmm.
Tire and wheel, the whole thing was going, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it goes past the camera
Mm-hmm.
and jumped over, hit the back end of a car
Mm-hmm.
and jumped over it
Right.
and another small car. And the little Morris, one of those little tiny shoebox cars,
Yeah.
actually rolled over that tire and was launched 20 feet in the air.
Holy cow.
That was intense. It didn't look like anybody was. Well, it's hard to tell. I wouldn't have wanted to be in the car. That's
Exactly.
sure.
And it's like you look at that stuff and you're like going, ooh, no, nobody died in my mind. Nobody died. Nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Everything's It's just a funny video.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, it's dangerous out there. Well, there was another one where a trooper had a speeder pulled over,
Mm-hmm.
and a car came around the corner on the expressway at an ungodly speed to lose control of the vehicle in a corner on an expressway. You're going too fast, okay? And went across the median and sideswiped that or hit that car pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
But the trooper saw it coming like 2 seconds and was able to get behind the car, get around the car. And it was, you think, man, that was bad. That was bad.
Well, too, you see a lot of the
I used to love motorcycles.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I've got the nerves to do it anymore. I mean,
every motorcycle that I have, not every, 95% of the motorcycles that have been on the roadway with me are fucking idiots. They're idiots. One this morning.
Oh my.
And
Okay.
I saw it coming, and it was behind another vehicle in the third lane, and I'm in the second lane. And I was like, this is going to be weird because I've got a tractor trailer in front of me and one beside of me, and this vehicle coming up behind me. And I'm like, I'm not moving. And this crazy son of a bitch on this motorcycle goes across 2 lanes, gets up close to, that tractor trailer is just right there, but he comes in between me and that one and the one in front of me and the car that's coming over here and takes off in the third lane. And I thought, anybody that rides a motorcycle like that is going to become soup.
Yeah. Yeah.
And hopefully you never have anybody riding with you when you do that shit.
Oh God, no.
So, but yeah, the Harley riders are the one that I see that are the most sensible.
Yeah.
They don't even freaking go the speed limit. I've never even seen one of them go over the speed limit.
Yeah.
They're just cruising. They don't. But these other idiots, oh my gosh. And I just always hope, if one's in front of me, I am so far behind it because I don't want to be close to it. I don't want something to happen that I'm going to cause, sudden stop, whatever. I don't want to hurt that person, so I stay back far enough. But there's so many people that will ride their butts that you can't do that. That's a motorcycle. You can do that to another vehicle. But yeah, doesn't seem like many people care. They just kind of want to do their own thing, and you get out of their way, and they're late to work, and it's your fault.
Hmm. Okay. Well, Andy sent me a copy of the the first one we were talking about.
Oh, Lord.
So let's see. Let's see what happens.
That scares me when Andy sends anything.
Well, I checked. I checked it first. Okay, here we go. Right.
Good. After around 250 rollover. 1,000 second EMS immediate roll. Previous 1050, 8 left. After around 250, 1050 rollover. 1,000 second EMS immediate roll.
Well, that
Just
was
the
that was
boys. Never meaning no harm. Been in
Oh, my.
trouble. No. Anyway, sorry.
Yep. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you see that stuff in the movies, but you never think it's really going to happen in real life, and it did.
Yeah, nah, it wouldn't be like that in real life. He took the header rack right off that trailer.
But could you imagine?
Mhm.
The tow truck driver was standing right in front of the tow truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow. That's a good way to end the show right there. You just keep repeating that video.
Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all be careful out there, you hear?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes. That's what it was, Bobby.
That's what it was.
Yep.
I'm sure it was better with the overdub of Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, it was. It really was.
Oh my God. I
Roscoe Pico train. Yeah, it was Ron. Ron wishes he had adventures that fun. Then we would watch his drive. I'm not watching his live drives.
No, not for that. No. Nope. I can do that.
Nope, I'm good.
Just that. Like I said, it's dangerous out there. That's why I really like to do it again.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I got no problem with dirt bikes. I got no problem with ATVs.
Oh, I love a dirt bike.
But the idea of going out there and riding a motorcycle on a highway, that just scares the living shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I'll run through the woods all day long on a dirt bike, four-wheeler, whatever.
Yeah.
Not getting on the roadway at all.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Julie, the incense of choice tonight is native soul, white sage, and dragon's blood. Love this stuff. Anyway, get you some. Oh yeah, what's that noise? Somebody knocking?
I have a tapper. I have a tapper on my wall. I think he's getting ready to put up a holder for big screen. So I may have to leave. I may have to cut it short.
So he's trying to find a stud. Is that what you're saying, Charles?
Trying to find the stud. Told him I had a stud finder. Well, no, I didn't. But I didn't tell him today. So, oh
I'm
my God.
gonna just zip it on that. So anyway.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, baby girl. Julie says she can't burn anything where she is right now, unfortunately. For your next adventure, wherever you live next, it's a good stuff. Hey, they may make it in an oil. Check it out. The brand name is Native Soul. So, yeah. AJ can hook you up, I'm sure. So, okay, well, Mr. Stud Finder is still in there looking. Oofy, honey, we kind of already covered.
We did the rerun of the, let's see, the short version of the investigation, the beginning of the program. So,
Yeah.
well.
Anyways, we've done an hour and a half. We did good.
Yes, I guess we covered all we need to do. Had
Good
some fun.
energy, good times.
Hey, what more can you have? Now I can get to work.
I'm just kind of thinking
Pick up the
that,
tool.
yes, Julie, you can use your phone or computer. If you want to record, my thing is, and I love to live listen. I love to live listen on my recorder. Put your headphones in your recorder, listen to them. Another one of my favorite things to do during an investigation is to take my spirit box, put my headphones in it, put my headphones in, grab a recorder. What it is that I like to do is that I have the spirit box going. Nobody can hear it but me. And I've got headphones in. So somebody's in another room asking questions. I can't hear those questions. I'm far enough away.
Okay. Kind of
It's
a
your
double blind
recorder
situation.
kind of in between you two, and you're going to catch, and then whatever words, and I announce this in a spirit box, if I can't understand what they're saying, I'm not going to try to tell you what they're saying. If I can understand
5 minutes.
any words that come through, I'm going to repeat it out. I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to repeat it. You will be amazed at what you get. Because when you go back and listen to the recording, you're going to hear the questions that person is asking.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I say out loud matches that recording.
Oh.
So they could be at a whole different end of the house asking questions. And the majority of the time I get the answer. Now, like I said, if I can't understand what they're saying, I'm not going to try to interpret it. But I mean, it's really interesting, some of the stuff that you can get. So, and I think, and I've been doing that for years, and I think somebody said now that they're putting a blindfold on people and they're doing all of this stuff to make it, and I'm like, that's just, you're sitting in a room by yourself. I don't care if the light's on or if the light's off. Somebody else, you don't need all of this sensory deprivation crap.
Right.
Just do the investigation.
That's show business. That's show business.
Exactly. They were doing all that bullshit just to make it look awesome.
Mhm.
Just do it. Just put your headphones in, just sit there and just listen to that spirit box and shout out whatever words. And the thing is, too, you're not going to get just a word. You're going to get a sentence. You're going to get really great evidence that way.
Mhm.
Because I think when I started doing it, the people that I was with thought I was crazy until they listened to the recording of the session, the questions, and the answers that I yelled out.
Yeah.
And it blew their minds. So, and that's an intelligent haunting, and it's great. I love those. Residuals are fun too, but intelligent hauntings are better.
Okay.
But anyways, repeat that video of the good old boys, and that needs to be the XR videos.
I would, but I killed it already.
Okay.
Yep. I put that one away. So, folks, thank you everybody for being here, having such a great time with us today, and come on back next week. And good grief, we'll talk about something else. Don't know what, but hey, there might be something interesting happen between then and now.
Send your ideas of topics that you
That's
want.
right. That's right. Anything you want to bring up, throw it out there. Put it in the comments on the video or whatever you want to
What's
do.
your email? What's the Survivor Circle email?
SurvivorCircle@gmail.
There you go. 99? Survivor Circle 99 or just Survivor Circle?
I got it. I got up. And let me see. Come on. How can I do that? Make sure that's what we'll go through. I think it's 099, but I'm really wondering how that.
Let's see.
Yes. Survivor Circle 099.
Okay. Survivor Circle 099@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. So that's
And
great.
we will put it we'll put it in a little cage on a piece of paper. And then,
Yep. Pull it out.
yes, sure. Yeah. or a big drum, thousands of different ideas.
There you go.
Plenty of ideas. There's always plenty of ideas.
So Andy, all your porn ideas that you emailed to Charles, I don't see.
I'll keep those. I'll keep those for my private collection.
Yeah. That'd be perfect.
Imagination. The imagination. Yeah. So, yes.
Exactly.
Nothing wasted here.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So everybody, have a good time. Have a good week. Be safe. And come on back next week. Bye-bye.
Right.
Thanks, Maria.
Bye.